Hello everyone, my name is Sanjay, a physics faculty at Physicswala Vidyapeeth Center. Today I am here with a very most awaited topic, that is the final last 9 months planning for NEET 2025. In this journey, the first step has been already taken by each one of you by deciding that you are going to give an exclusive year for this exam. And just remember, there were a lot of discussions, lot of debates, and lot of queries before you have finalized deciding that you are going to appear in NEET 2025. So the first step has been already taken. I am here to integrate some of my learnings, some of the suggestions, which will certainly help you to make your journey more productive in the next 9 to 10 months for NEET 2025. So let's start with our discussion. When we talk about at present, then I believe all of you are absolutely following a planner, a day schedule, and you have certain tasks, maybe in terms of performing well in the milestone test and maybe preparing for the upcoming AITS as well, right? But let me tell you, there are so many students sitting out there in the class, those who are having the infographic which I have mentioned in my slide. What I'm going to tell you, at present, your confidence may keep fluctuating because confidence is overall an output where the inputs have been implemented or embedded in your class, in your lectures, during the doubt session, or maybe after writing a certain test, isn't it? So maybe the confidence in your preparation is getting fluctuated, and that's absolutely fine. That's a part of this journey, not heart of this journey. What is the heart of this journey? Let me come to that point. So confidence is getting fluctuating. No need to worry at all. Level of preparation is getting moderated. Absolutely fine. There are certain topics where topic likes you at most. There are certain topics where your energy level, your understanding level in certain topics goes abruptly down. But do you think you should really mind if your confidence is going up and down? Your level of preparation is getting fluctuating? I think no. Reason being, again, I'm telling you, these two parameters are just part of this journey. What is the heart of journey? The heart of journey remains your aspiration to become doctor. Just remember the day where you, your parents, your teachers, every person sitting out there in your family have decided that today my son, my daughter is going to take a final decision to become a doctor, and he or she can be the first doctor in my family. Just remember that entire discussion. Just remember that moment where you got a goosebumps and you were just thinking that, okay, I am gonna be the first doctor in my family. I think that should be the first and foremost thought process which you should keep always thinking around it. And that is something which is the heart of this journey. So if your level of preparation, your confidence is getting fluctuating, it's absolutely fine. It's the part of this journey. But what remains the heart of journey? Your aspiration, your dream to become doctor in NEET 2025, isn't it? So just wanted to remind you that you are a part of this journey, and this journey is not one man-made decision. There are a lot of insight, there are a lot of people who have contributed their ideas, their strategies, and their inputs, their emotions. And that is the reason you people are sitting out there in class and listening to this important lecture, isn't it? So just wanted to remind that what is the heart of this journey. Going forward, the very first thing which I would like to cover in this discussion is that as a student, it is highly important for all of you to understand that you all are preparing for this NEET 2025 exam. All of you are sitting with a very fine information that this exam covers physics, chemistry, zoology, botany, comes with 180 questions with section A, section B. Now there are some additional questions getting into section B, right? You have an option to solve any of the questions in section B, whereas section A is mandatory. You have some sort of information about this exam. But do you think this kind of knowledge is more than sufficient? Other than the subject knowledge, the answer would be no. It's very, very important to know the root understanding, the basic understanding of the battleground. And I am here with certain observations with certain understanding, which will certainly help you to know about this pattern of examination in much better way. So first of all, when we talk about this exam, so obvious this exams covers a vast syllabus, right? As I have mentioned here, that this exam is absolutely a beautiful integration of theory part, application, numericals, and as far as NEET aspirant is concerned, they would be liking my conversation up to theory or maybe some memory based question. But when it comes to numerical, they always feel ki sir, is there any option where such kind of questions can be excluded? The answer is again no, right? So obviously the vast syllabus. The second and the most important thing is NCRT. You all are following a specific booklet for the preparation of NEET 2025. But every teacher, every mentor who is taking you to the next level in your preparation will suggest you that NCRT is something which you cannot escape. So for me as a student, I have to read that booklet. I have to read certain material suggested by my mentor, and on top of to everything, I cannot skip NCRT. So this is something, there is a chapter, and for that chapter, the mandate thing is you read that booklet, but NCRT is mandatory. And that is something which again become an additional task for all of you, right? So NCRT the mandate. Third thing, the tremendous hype. Obvious, in day-to-day life, everyone is talking around that my son, my kid, my daughter should become a doctor or engineer. So there is a tremendous hype about this exam. Less seats, you all are aware about it. The number of students who appeared in NEET exam on year basis goes abruptly high compared to the seats which are available in government medical colleges. I'm talking about MBBS seats, right? So limited seats at national and state level. Numericals, yes, there are certain questions in this, exam which include some complex algebra, and I know you love that, isn't it? Yeah. So this has a basic understanding of some numerical aspect as well. And last but not the least, time management and negative marking, right? So I believe as a teacher, these are the parameters which you should keep into mind. And other than knowing the pattern of exam, it is equally important for all of you to understand that what are the factors which are making this exam as one of the most competitive exam in India, right? So I hope these pointers will keep you at least a stage next in terms of understanding and knowing the pattern of this exam. Now let's get into the discussion. You must be thinking that what are the strategies and the planning I am going to discuss. But again, let me come back to the fundamentals. Everything which is happening in your life, every single moment of confidence or doubt which is happening in your life, it all starts from your classroom, isn't it? I believe all of you will acknowledge this, that once the class is over, some of you will have the different level of confidence after attending that class, but some of you would be sitting with this mindset that class was good, but I think I need to again revisit that particular chapter. Yes or no? Class is something which gives you at the larger scale, which gives you an understanding that how your learning curve is going on, right? So I would like to emphasize more about how do you take the maximum advantage out of any scheduled class. Now you must be thinking, sir, it's a quite normal thing. We are coming, attending classes on a daily basis. Why are you mentioning this thing with so emphasis that attending the class is one part, but do you think, are you able to take out the maximum benefit out of it? If answer is no, let me tell you, because again, it all starts from your classroom. Yes? So let's understand. The very first thing is, for example, being as a physics teacher, let's say tomorrow we are going to talk about a chapter which is called friction, right? Maybe many of you, the moment you will get to know that tomorrow I am going to talk about friction, you will have lot of queries coming into your mind that this chapter is not good for me, this chapter is not likable chapter for me, or I really enjoy doing the numerical aspect of this chapter. There are a lot of queries, lot of understanding which is running in your mind right now. What my point of discussion specifically how you can take the maximum benefit out of this class is, at least give a short preparation for the next day class. And this is something which should be the primary task in your next 9-month planning. It's very, very important. I believe all of you are attending all the classes. That I appreciate. But are you able to take out the maximum benefit out of it or not? That is what I'm going to discuss, isn't it? So for example, tomorrow the chapter is gonna be the friction. How you should prepare for that particular chapter today. And when I say prepare, I don't mean to say that you have to read some books, you have to go through some videos, not at all. A very basic understanding which I'm going to discuss, right? So first thing is, students should know the topic to be taught in the class. It is already is available at your end, you know what is the sequencing. Pre-read about it. What happens? Whatever discussion I am making in front of you, imagine I would have shared this PPT with all of you well in advance. Then I am recording this session. You must be very much familiar that what is gonna be the slide number 3, what is gonna be slide number 4, isn't it? You are familiar about it. That is what I want you to do. The moment you are going to attend the class, I just want you to pre-read about it, right? Once you are done with that aspect, the terminology which I am going to use in next day class is gonna be very, very favorable to all of you. I'm going to use the terms like static friction, dynamic friction, rolling friction, direction of friction. You all are not going to stuck anywhere, at least in the terminology. When you are very clear with the terminology, your mind will never withdraw the attention towards what terms, keywords I'm using in the class, isn't it? Your focus is not to listen. Your focus is to understand the process which is happening in the class. Getting my point? So you are very much familiar about what is gonna be, the topic in the class, what is the terminology I am going to use in the class. Identify your likable and non-likable topic. Very, very important aspect. Very important, right? So the very, very important aspect is identify your likable and non-likable topic, right? Once you are done with the basic reading, either you prefer the material which has been provided to you or you prefer the NCERT book. You just pre-read about it, get to know your likable and non-likable. The moment I am teaching your non-likable part, for example, you get to know that static friction is okay, but when it comes to dynamic friction, I always get stuck into this, right? That becomes your non-likable topic. And in the next day class, the moment I am going to talk about dynamic friction, you should be very, very much attentive in the class, because that topic comes in non-likable topic for you, right? So the class become very much designed and favorable to you rather than everyone else sitting out there in the class, because you are the person who was waiting literally for the dynamic friction to be taught in the class. Yes or no? So please do that. Then attend classes on regular basis, basic understanding, engage yourself in class with those likable and non-likable topics. Go home, do NCERT first and then study module. This should be your sequence. Do NCERT first, then module. Solve questions in the given home assignment. You usually get DPPs. You already having the access to the DPP, the module which has been provided to you. Please do that. Do MCQs, practice in the time bounded manner, and then identify test schedule on this topic and backward plan for the preparation of test. I'm not just asking you to attend that class. I'm asking you to do all this entire process. Just try to implement this process for next 3-4 classes, and do let me know what change you are seeing in your day-to-day life. Believe you me, you will have the next level of enjoyment, next level of learning, and next level of understanding in the particular chapter. Going ahead, chapter wise planning. It's very, very important. Chapter wise planning. If I ask a question that how many of you out there sitting in the class likes rotational dynamics, most of the students are going to raise the hand. Yes, the reason is not the chapter is tough, or you are not liking that particular chapter, you are unable to solve the questions. The reason could be anything else. But do you think having this perception that I really don't like rotational dynamics is going to help you to qualify this exam? The answer is again no, right? So what I'm going to tell you, please do a in-depth planning for each chapter. What I mean to say, the planning. Every chapter is being taught in a particular sequence. As you can see, I have tried making rotational dynamics, right? As you can see, it's your chapter. Soon you are going to learn this particular chapter. Beautiful chapter, right? It's a complete conclusive understanding of, the kinematics and dynamics, what you have learned so far. This chapter has a beautiful contribution of so many subtopics, starting from rotational mechanics, equation of motion, ending with toppling and rolling on inclined plane. But I think you are more interested to know what does 9 means, what does 36 means, what does 4 means, what does 3 means. And you will be surprised to know these digits represent the number of questions being asked in previous year NEET exam. I have consolidated last 15 to 16 year question paper of NEET and have tried to figure it out that how many questions have been already asked from moment of inertia, and the data is surprising. There are 36 questions. You may not like this particular chapter because you are unable to solve the question related to translation plus rotation. I'm absolutely fine. But I'm not fine if you are not liking this chapter because of moment of inertia. That's not a justice for this exam. That's not the justice for this particular chapter. Yes or no? Moment of inertia comes with only one fundamental formula, that is I is equal to mr square. You have to play around this formula, and it's a pure mathematical concept. There is no physics involved in this concept. Yes? So what I'm trying to say is, try to make your chapter into best possible subtopics and see what is the understanding, what is the crux, where is the gravity of this chapter. I am not suggesting you to do this exercise only for moment of inertia. No, at the initial level, you have to start your learning from this point till this end. But when it comes to exam, when it comes to giving the priority, in case you are not okay with translation plus rotation, I am absolutely okay with that. But if you are targeting a perfect score, then you have no scope to skip anything. But if you are targeting that how to score at least 150 to 160 marks in physics, there are certain chapters where you can take such calls, where you have to know what is the gravity of this chapter. So please do chapter wise planning. It's very, very important. Second thing, it's equally important that you should know how to link the subtopics. So that is the reason, again, I am saying, when you start preparing, you start learning a particular chapter, it is equally important that you are splitting that particular chapter into subtopics and then giving the priorities, right? Going next, class notes, you are already forming, but you have to start making your own notes. You have the class notes, you have the module, and you have the NCERT. Keep everything in front of you once your class is over, and then start making your short notes. It's very, very important. Imagine you are going to write exam NEET 2025 maybe after a month from today. Will you carry all this stuff? Your class notes, your DPPs, your module, and the NCERT? Answer is no. What will you carry then? How will you revise? So your revision will happen from the notes which were formed by you only. So please start adopting this exercise from now. And last but not the least, in this journey of NEET 2025 preparation, you will get to know lot of people, you will get access to so many people who will come and will guide you, do this, do that. But there has to be a full stop solution in your journey. The solution is, you have to surround yourself with the people who add some values in your journey or having the same aspiration. What you are preparing, they are also into the same exam. You may get someone who will tell you this book is highly recommended. You may spend your quality time just by doing some questions of that book. But after spending a month, you may get to know that I was just spending my valuable time. So that is the reason you have the mentors at all the centers. You have the module, you have the DPPs. So please consolidate everything and be absolutely focused in that journey, rather getting or inviting every new person and letting him or her to advise you on a daily basis. It is not going to help you at all. Every day you will feel, okay, due to this idea, I am missing out of all this parameter. Don't do that. It's very important to surround yourself either with the people, those who are having the same aspiration to become doctor, or the people who add some values. And at present in your life, there should not be any priority other than your parent and your teachers. right? So please take care of this part. And I believe that with this understanding, with these pointers, you are going to make your day schedule, your month schedule in much productive way. And I wish you all the very best for NEET 2025. Thank you so much.